I want to teach you how to make exercise not suck. Okay? Hi, I'm Alex Hall, DNA Fat Loss Coach. Welcome to today's video. Before we dive in, do make sure to drop a like if you're enjoying the content so far. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments, and any future videos that you want to see, let me know there. And I'll be happy to get back to you. And of course, subscribe to make sure you do not miss out on any future videos. So, how can I tell you how to make exercise not suck? Okay? Let's take a step back a second. We're all a little bit competitive, okay? I mean, some of us say we're not. I definitely am. I'm transparent there. I definitely am competitive. But I think we all have one thing in common. We all love to win, okay? It feels good to win, whether that's against other people or even if it's just against ourselves, okay? And what I mean by winning against ourselves is, you know, let's say 6 months ago, I could squat 60 kilos for 10 reps. Winning against myself means that now I could squat, say, 80 kilos for 10 reps, right? Because I've made progress, therefore I'm beating my previous self, so therefore I am stronger, probably have more muscle mass, probably a little bit leaner. You know, I have made progress, so I'm winning in that regard. So, taking that principle of winning, okay, we all like to win because we're all very slightly competitive. How can we win more often? Okay, how can we win more often? Because I think that is the key to making exercise not suck. So hear me out. When I did a DNA test, and you can do a DNA test as well, it will tell you where you have genetic advantages, where you're genetically gifted, sometimes even highly gifted. This means you're in like the top 1% of people tested, okay, for that particular area, or where you have genetic disadvantages, okay? And I'll share some examples on the screen now. So we can look at muscle power and muscle stamina, okay? So muscle power is basically exercise bouts of up to 10 seconds, okay? So it's very high intensity. We're talking about maximum power production in a very short space of time. So think sprinting, weightlifting, powerlifting, these sorts of things. Very, very high intensity, very short space of time. So let's say I'm doing a set of bench press or squats or whatever it is. Very short space of time, but it's quite highly intense. Okay, so that's a muscle power focus. And the kind of genetic variances that are tied to that are different to, say, muscle stamina, where muscle stamina is bouts of exercise basically longer than a minute. Okay, so if you're running for 30 minutes at a constant pace, that's kind of muscle stamina. If you're sprinting 100 yards, then that's muscle power. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So what a DNA test can tell you is whether you're normal, above normal, gifted, highly gifted, right? Or below average for some of these different muscular traits, okay? So if I was, as I am, above average at muscle power, okay, genetically, I have a higher response to muscle power based activities. Okay, so let's take that in isolation. Let's assume I hate exercise. If I want to win more often, what I can do is think, okay, if I want to win more often, I want to find something that I'm genetically good at, okay, or make better progress at for the same amount of work input. Okay, so this above normal data point here tells me if I put time into that, if I do say weightlifting or sprinting, I'm going to be able to win more often because I'm going to be able to progress both versus myself very well, because I will allow myself to generate progress quite fast relative to others, but also compared to other people. So I could start to overtake other people almost because I'm above normal. Let's say I was gifted or even highly gifted, then that proves even more of a case to go down that specific route. Okay, so let's flip the coin. Maybe my result, let's say my result came back and it was disadvantaged, basically below average for muscle power. Not ideal. However, I know that I could essentially skip out that area and focus on bouts of exercise that were longer than a minute, for example, longer than 30 seconds, more steady state stamina based activities, especially if my muscle stamina, again those sort of minute or longer bouts, is higher. Okay, so let's say that's above normal or gifted or even highly gifted. I go, okay, you know what, the long distance cycling, endurance running, even hiking, right? Hiking, let's say up some hills, relatively intense, a bit less intense than running, for example, but that's a really extended period, so you could build your endurance, but the response to that training, running, cycling, hiking, rowing, whatever it is going to be greater than most other people, but you're also going to be able to win against yourself. Okay, so back to my example, I am above normal in muscle power. Okay, I really enjoy weightlifting, and I'm sure one of the reasons for that is I make pretty good progress, right? Obviously there's lots of different parts to it: your sleep, your nutrition, your stress management, how effective your training program is, all these sort of different elements, which is something that I help my clients with. However, knowing these genetic elements has allowed me to kind of push and progress with that. So I know every week I'm going to make progress, and that keeps me coming back every week super consistently, and that's the key here. We need to win consistently to be consistent in our exercise, because consistent exercise is going to have all of the health benefits that we want. Okay, so that's fat loss, cardiovascular health, mental health benefits. All those things come from doing it consistently. If you do it one-off, if you go for one run a month, that's not really going to do anything for you, let's be honest. But if you start to go running or weightlifting or something a couple of times per week, but you do that very consistently, that's where you build those incremental, consistent gains. Okay, so I enjoy weightlifting. I have above normal muscle power, which means that I can make really good progress week to week because I'm consistently winning, right? And that consistent winning gives me enjoyment, which enables me to be consistent and go in the gym week in, week out, which therefore enables me to make better progress, which improves my health, etc., etc. Hopefully that makes sense. Think about how you can win more regularly. That's the key takeaway here. How can you win more regularly? And therefore, that is how you make exercise not suck. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll speak with you soon.